Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So last night I was up until about probably 3 a.m. and I felt inspired to do this video. I was watching Padita Agu's video, and then I watched like two other like reaction videos. At first I didn't want to watch them because usually I just don't like those reaction videos. I just feel like ugh, I don't want to hear you rant about what somebody already said. But for some reason, I couldn't sleep, so I clicked on them and I watched the videos. And it just added another layer of, what's the word? Layer of depth to the video I already watched. So I decided to make a 10 lessons from the video, or 10 things, 10 takeaways from the videos. Because some people watching, people wanted to see the person's picture. And I was like, no, you don't need to see his picture. Because there are thousands and millions of them like that. And seeing his picture, you only identify one person. What you need to know is how you in general can avoid everybody who's potentially like that. You don't have to wait to experience it before you learn from some other person's story. So these are the things I wrote, the 7 lessons. Number 1, trust your instincts about people. Now, not everybody has strong instincts. Some people do, and some people don't. And usually that's because you don't listen to it. And then over time, it's almost like you stop hearing it, but it's still there. Especially when you're in a really dangerous situation, you probably feel that like feeling in the depth of your stomach, or you just have this fear and you don't understand why. So that's usually like your instincts talking to you. And yeah, listen to that about people, because she said how at first, like when she saw her husband, she just felt like there was something wrong about it, but other than the obvious thing, she couldn't really say why. Then number 2, share with others or God. So this share with others or God is, she spoke about how being an introverted person was one of the main reasons that she fell into this situation, because she wasn't talking to people. But for me, it's not so much being an introvert, because I am an introvert. Fine, introverts can keep things more to themselves, and extroverts who like to like talk about their life and let everybody know what's happening. But it's more have a trusted person. It doesn't have to be it doesn't even have to be friends. In this day and age, I feel like everybody needs either a therapist or a personal coach, or somebody that you can talk to, especially somebody who's unbiased, because your friends may be biased positively or negatively, but you need to have somebody who's unbiased and somebody who can listen to you and give you advice, and it doesn't have their personal feelings or sentiments involved. Now, if you don't have that person and you're a spiritual, a religious person, you can talk to God, pray about it. Before you go to sleep, tell God, this is what is happening around you or surrounding you, and that you want to know if to go ahead or not. You want to get a clear yes or a clear no. You can even give a kind of symptom that you know that, okay, if I see this, then this is the sign that this really, you can even say, okay, God, if this man is not for me, let me have a quarrel with this guy tomorrow. And if we have a quarrel tomorrow, maybe that tomorrow is supposed to be like a really good day. If I have a quarrel tomorrow, now I know for sure that this is a no-go. Make something clear that, or say, let me have a dream, and if my dream is positive, I know it's positive. If my dream is negative, I know it's negative. Say something that's clear, and when you see the signs, believe it. Don't try to say, maybe it's not like this or maybe it's not like that. If you get a clear sign for what you've asked for, believe it and disconnect or go ahead. Then number 3, abuse is slow and steady. I could see a lot of comments where they were literally trying to bite their tongue from calling her like, how can you be so stupid? How can you be so naive? First of all, nobody, although hers was like more extreme because she hadn't seen him face to face, but even for those who have dated and they eventually ended up getting married to the person, nobody who's abusive hardly ever is that way from the get-go. The mechanism of abuse is such that they wait until they feel like they've gotten you, and that gotten you could even be marriage. So some people might know that, okay, you're some kind of person that they do you anyhow while they're dating you, or maybe you have like so many options or suitors, you can leave them and get married to somebody else. Those kind of people, they can't wait right? Some people say they receive their first slap right after the wedding night, the honeymoon. Things change after they pay dowry. So they wait until they've gotten you, and then they start. And when they start, it doesn't go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, no. It goes a little bit, and then they are even better than they were before the incident. Then they do something little again. Like, it's back and forth, such that you kind of become confused. You're wondering, am I really the one causing? The person wasn't really like this for so long, for this many months, this many years. What did I do to trigger this? This person has not always been like this. That's where what's it called, a cognitive dissonance comes into your mind, and you start wondering, maybe it's my imagination. And at that point, if you're somebody who shares about your relationship, you've talked up the person so much that even when you tell other people, they're asking you, are you sure you didn't do something? Like, it's not this person I know. Because of course everybody thinks they know somebody when you really don't. You haven't like lived with somebody, spent a lot of time with somebody, actively like being in an intimate relationship with somebody. You hardly know a person, because people show their best self to people that are not that close to them. It's when you're really close to somebody, that's when you really get to see a person. So abuse doesn't start overnight, and when it starts, it's slow and steady, and it's something that escalates over time. So when people share their stories, even for you watching who's not yet experienced it, don't be quick to say, why didn't you just leave? Because if it was that easy, people will leave the very, sure, some people leave faster than others, but if it was as quick as you think it is, people will leave the very first time. But if, for instance, you dated somebody who, maybe sure, you get the normal thing, you go out to restaurants, he buys you normal gifts, and then one day, out of the blues, maybe that day he even lost you, something really strange happened, and then he gets upset with you and slaps you, and then the next day he buys you like the latest iPhone. He's so apologetic, he calls everybody, they have a family meeting, he calls his pastor, this will never happen again. There is something called the tribal bond, that rush of affection that you get immediately following a negative incident. It heightens whatever emotions you experience. So you're experiencing sadness, but at the same time, it's coming up with, like, chemically, it does something to your brain, and it's like you're startled, and you're wondering, really, what's going on? This pattern has happened, but there's so much goodness happened. And for that period afterwards, the person is so good and on their best behavior until the next time it happens again. So abuse is slow and steady. And then I'm trying for this video not to get so long. So, know the signs. You can't avoid what you don't know. I can't really go into this one. This has to be another video. You have to know the signs of an abusive person. You can't avoid what you don't know that you're looking for. People think that abusive people behave a certain way. Like, when it comes to human behavior, it's usually the extremes. It could either be that person who's so controlling, or that person who appears not to care about what you do, who gives you a lot of wiggle room, probably because they've studied you and they understand that the opposite is going to work on you. So you have to learn the symptoms of an abusive person to know what to look out for. I'll probably make a video about this in another video. Number 5, family doesn't always know best. People always think that, okay, if you tell your family, if your family advised you against it, how did you go ahead? I can tell you there are a lot of people who have gotten into dangerous situations where your family, for the most part, they only know what you tell them and what they see on the surface. And people who are abusive, they are not, even if they are like dumb intellectually, emotionally, they are not dumb, because they always are on their best behavior when they're around people who they know that tomorrow can come and talk on their behalf. So your husband who slaps you is not going to be aggressive towards your mom. He's going to be the best son-in-law. He's going to be so nice towards her. Even the money he doesn't give to you, he'll give to her. So that when you start complaining to her, she's like, it's not this guy is amazing. This guy, what are you talking about? So family doesn't always know best. Always trust yourself before and above every other person, before your family. Especially when if it's a positive thing. I always say, if it's a positive thing, a positive situation, I don't know how to put it. Like, if for instance you're eating a soup and you said, this soup is sweet. If the other person says it's bitter, maybe listen to them. But if you're licking a soup and that soup is bitter to you, no matter what any other person says, you are the one feeling the negative impact. Give some space, create a distance, so that you know whether you want to walk away or you want to go ahead. So trust yourself above people around you. Trust your own instincts when it comes to dangerous situations. Then number 7, people will talk when you're dead. A lot of people stay in these situations because they feel like, what will people say when something happens? other than your personal, even your personal like loved ones, sometimes they care more about having you in a situation where the negative talk is not going to affect them. They care more about maybe family not saying, it's not that one that is divorced. If you marry into that family, this is what might happen to you. They leave their husband. Your sister might actually care more about that, even without her knowing conscious that this is what is making her advise you to stay. So don't care about what people will say when it comes to decisions that affect your personal life. You know where the shoe hurts. You know what's best for you. And this video is already getting past 10 minutes. Okay. The number 8 I have here is, okay, I've skipped one number. The other number I have here is age matters. You always feel smarter than you are. Remember the last time you made a decision that, looking back now, like it was stupid? At that time, you didn't feel like you were stupid. You probably felt like you were really smart. You knew what you were doing. That's really how these things happen. A 35-year-old could date a 50-year-old, and like they're kind of on equal levels, even though the age gap is much. But a 20-year-old with a even 33-year-old or even 30-year-old, developmentally, the age difference, and this is why abusive guys tend to go for either really young girls in age or girls in that they can girls who are naive, because when you're naive, you've not really been exposed. You could be 25 like Padita was, but your mentality, you might still be a teenager. So when you now add the physical age of the person as against your own emotional maturity age, the age difference is so much that even things that you probably will ordinarily know in a couple of years, you would not know it at that time. And then by the time they come with force and all that pressure, you don't even think clearly, especially when they isolate you. So age matters. When somebody is a lot older than you are, always wonder why this person is coming for you. Sure, it's flattering, the person is wealthy, the person is influential, but know that a lot of guys, they go for girls who are a lot younger because those girls are easy to manipulate, and they're easy to manipulate for a reason. The age around you, your friends are probably thinking on the same level. Their thoughts are not that deep. All of you have not experienced enough to think otherwise. You've not experienced enough to see red flag. If you're 21, the advice that a 31-year-old friend is going to give you is different from what your 23-year-old friend is going to give you, because you guys are inside the same like rough situation. You probably just finished in school. You're probably still serving, just started working. They don't really know that much better than you. So if you're going to them for advice, you're getting the same thing that you would give them. So age matters. When somebody is coming for you and the person is a lot older, take it slow. Even if you're still going to go ahead, make the person take it slow. And if somebody rushes you, that's by itself. No matter what the person says, and papers are going to be ready, there's this thing going on, there's this citizenship promo, if you don't do that, they're going to miss it. No matter what the person says, if somebody rushes you, that by itself, it's a red flag. Make the person slow down. And then the last one I have, tell your story only when you're ready. I saw some comments that said, all these things happened 15 years ago. Why is she just talking about it now? Never make people, your friends, family, even acquaintances, people really feel like they're entitled to your story. Don't let people make you talk about your experiences, especially when they're negative, before you're ready to. For some people, some people have to be in a completely better place before they can talk about bad things that have happened to them. Some people feel better when they're talking about it as they're even walking away from it. Some people feel better when they're talking about it in the midst of it. People are different. Don't let somebody rush you to share your story before you have. The good thing about when people share their experiences is, on some psychological level, it makes it easier for other people to talk about it. Like, there are things that you never talk about, but the minute you hear someone talking about something similar to yours, it just kind of makes it okay. Probably because, okay, there's somebody here talking about it. I'm not going to look so strong and talk about it. But until you're ready to, don't let somebody force you. Even if they say, you talk about it, it's going to change the lives of millions. Until you're ready to, don't talk about it. And when you are, talk about it and don't care what's going to happen. Because it is true that sharing your story helps other people know that they're not alone, prevent the same mistakes, and generally it helps other people on a larger scale, way larger than you would ever think. So this is my video. Like, subscribe. I'm trying filming on my phone. It feels weird. My head looks weird. Subscribe, share the video if it's helpful to you. I hope to start making videos more regularly. You can find me on Queen Lisa on Instagram. yeah, I'm going to be more present in social media. I'm getting there. Okay, so that's it. I'm signing out now. My name is Elizabeth. I didn't say Elizabeth. Yeah. And one day I'm gonna share my own story. Yes, I have a story, and that's why it resonated with me. So one day I'm going to talk about mine and why, in retrospect, that has made me a lot wiser than I ever would have been. There are things that only experience can give to you. That if you don't experience it, you're not really going to understand it. But the hope when you experience it is that other people don't go through it and they get to learn from your own experience instead of getting through it themselves. But you know what they say, whenever you wake up, 9 be your own morning. Okay, bye guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.